Hello everybody, it's me, Lindsay Starr. Welcome to this wrestling vlog. And before we can begin, just letting you guys know, there is one thing. I will be talking about a certain topic a little bit later on, and that it has to deal with some spoilers. And if you guys are wondering what is going on is, oh, look at here. It's a Funko Pop of Kenny Omega. Yep, if you guys didn't know, I ordered this more than a couple of days ago and just arrived about 2 days ago. And apparently, the reason why I have in my hand, have this Funko Pop in my hand, well, besides that I do like Kenny, apparently the real one has got harassed. Yep, it's true. And the reason why is some people cannot stop talking about the past. Sure, I will confess about that part. Alright, like the time in the past, I ended up blocking Paul London. And it was something, I forget what it was, but I don't remember. But then I unblocked him. And then, of course, a fan of his went after me. And it was terrible. I ended up blocking them instead, because they were harassing me. And then I made a crazy rant about this, and Paul London knew. And actually, because I decided to unblock him, and apparently I said this because he ended up wrestling against Chris Hero and Tim Donst, and in between the day that before and after my rant that I did that day. But anyway, this is the year 2018, and Kenny has been victimized, and this is very bad enough. And the reason why I'm saying this is some people decided to bring back up something that was dealt months ago. As you guys don't know, Kenny had specified about this, and the situation that people ended up brought back up a couple of days when he was going on the Chris Jericho cruise, that somebody decides to bring up what he had talked about months ago. If you guys didn't know, months ago, I think it was around May, there was the CEO gaming event, and Kenny, since he ended up being in charge of this, decided to put together a kind of a wrestling show that features him and of course Ibutan and Kota Ibushi, or he called him Ibutan, but I call him Kota-san. even though Kota is older than Kenny and I, really, since I'm 33 and he's 35. Oh boy. That's how old Kenny is. Anyway, so, and there were other wrestlers. Now, I really enjoyed the show, except for the only weirdest part was the commentary, because there were these three guys who I never heard of until, I forget their names now, but since the CEO New Japan event, including a lot of wrestlers, how do I say this? these three guys, I felt they did not understand about the whole entire wrestling thing, let alone the beginning with the first match, which apparently that was everybody was talking about, which I had no idea yet until it was mentioned, but it was by the time I found out this information, the show was almost over. But anyway, so what happened was, it was revealed that there was a guy who was definitely considered to be a pedophile. I'm not mentioning this guy's name because I'm not giving this guy a platform. I am giving Kenny a platform. Anyway, and the reason why about this, because first of all, I did not recognize the guy, although I had seen and heard about this guy when somebody was and I don't know if it was really sure what happened, but I'm trying to recall that this pedophile had been a subject of a documentary. Some guy who claims that they were a documentarist. And believe me, I know real ones. And one of them is Kenny Johnson, who does really great. And especially the most viewed one, I believe, is, this is going to be crazy saying this, Wrestle, Dance, Wrestle, which is a over 30 minutes long documentary. And the whole entire thing was centered, because this happened 3 years ago, is when one of my favorite wrestlers, besides Kenny Omega, Tim Donst, was in fact, was not feeling well. Apparently, it turns out he had a tumor on his kidney. The same issue that happened to my mother about last year. Anyway, he was hospitalized after they couldn't find out, and this was right around the time, right before Valentine's Day, and I was kind of concerned about him, and I didn't know until he got out of the hospital, and when he showed up at AIW's February show to kick off 2015. And it nearly broke my heart seeing this happen to him. And I know Kenny was, even though I didn't have much focus on Kenny, but because I was focusing on Donce's former trainer, I know Kenny was still part of the Bullet Club, even though I think he's no longer is, and since he and the others have left and didn't do the proper send-off, but at least Tama Tonga should be happy, but I think he's still trolling Kenny. Anyway, so back to what I was trying to say about this. So about Kenny Johnson, yes, he did a really solid job of filming. And some thoughts. And if you guys really want to see it, I'll make sure I'll put it down in the description down below. Sorry. So, yeah. So, anyway, back about this situation, about this pedophile, and while everybody's going after Kenny, what happened was, about this documentary person, they followed me, and I was disgusted. And I believe it was this pedophile, and I was like, why is this happening? So I got really angry, and I ended up contacting the crowdfunding website and sending them with news articles about this person, and I was like, holy crud. Like, why is this guy still doing this? And then And then, of course, I ended up blocking this guy, and I had to make a huge rant about this, because this guy wasn't completely a jerk for following me and trying to make a documentary about a pedophile, and pedophilia. I know I'm gonna keep on saying things mistakenly, but understand this is what's making me very angry and upset right now, and because it has to do with Kenny. So anyway, so this was about at least 7 years ago. Oh, and anyway, at least roughly 7 years ago. Could have been 8, I'm not sure. So I would say at least 7 years ago. So flash forward to months ago for this CEO New Japan event. And that has lots of wrestling, including Kenny and Kota Ibushi, and of course Kenny's friend Michael Nozawa in his heelish attitude. That is so funny. Oh, and of course Alex Jabelli, who was injured and practicing his wrestling moves. He was supposed to go wrestle against Michael. Well, and it was just weird seeing him do so, but anyway, during this whole entire so it was really good. The only thing was that the first match was nearly kind of confusing, and then of course the commentators, and I know Kenny did much of a job doing this with him and Alex, and despite the first match and the commentary, I mean, the rest of the match was really fine. I mean, seriously. And, but anyway. However, by the time I was almost finished watching this, I saw somebody tweet about the first match, and they said, "Oh, it's this guy. He's the pedophilia." I'm like, the pedophile, really? I'm like, and in fact, Kenny had not know about this guy. In fact, he had no idea, right? He's shaking yes. He had no idea. See, shaking his head no. In fact, I don't think Kenny knew about this because, like he said, he was been in Japan mostly. In fact, I know he's been traveling back and forth between, he's been mostly in Japan. He has been traveling also. He actually has been traveling a little bit, mostly to Canada, I know that, as well as, let's see, Canada, California, Florida, but mostly upon Japan. Also, he has been in the United Kingdom. But anyway, so everybody is wondering if Kenny is going to be going to WWE. First of all, it's a possibility, but I don't think he is, because apparently he's just been confirmed that he got his Japanese citizenship, I believe, in an article. Well, haven't you? Yes, he's shaking his head yes. Anyway, but the one thing is, why did people keep talking about, about this past? Well, it's because, first of all, it's 2018, and don't forget the Me Too movement. Yeah, but here's the thing. The Me Too movement has to do with sexual harassment from women, and even men. Especially, one of them being Terry Crews. But talking about, a pedophilia that Kenny had no idea about this. This is not much a part of Me Too movement, let alone he's being harassed. So, and for these Twitter accounts who went after him, right before he had to get on the cruise, it just made me so angry. And in fact, not just me, but a lot of his fans, especially that kid Alex, who has been howling and going about you. He knows. Since you're on the cruise and he misses you. He has no words to say. Sorry guys, I shouldn't be laughing about this, but I'm just trying to make things a little more entertainment. But anyway, for what has been, I'm just glad that Kenny knows how to block. But for this whole entire situation, Kenny shouldn't be harassed at all over something that he had no idea of until after the show had ended. And he just this, a couple of days later after the show ended? Yeah. In fact, I had to say it too because I had heard about this guy, and in fact, I had to look this guy up, and he was in articles when I had to complain to this crowdfunding website, and then of course I haven't heard back from them, but it was really bad. But for Kenny, he had no idea. Especially because like he said, he has been living in Japan. And I guess at that time when he didn't hear the information about this guy, he had not much of accessing on the internet because he was mostly focusing wrestling and DDT Pro. Oh. So, anyway, for the situation about Kenny, guys, please do not go after him and harass him about what took place months ago. Just forget about this, alright? Kenny has nothing to deal with that situation. Of course, somebody had to make a big deal and saying about this pedophile, this pedophile having a wrestling school, and again, he had no idea about this, but now people are questioning about this, and now people are still bringing this up, and the reason why about this is they're trying to chastise him, because they believe the rumors that he's heading to WWE, and I don't think he is. You're not, aren't you? Well, not yet. Or you're not. He says he doesn't, not sure, but I think he's still staying in New Japan. And actually, I thought you were because of how badly they had treated him. So anyway, besides that, I'm going to put down my Funko Pop Kenny Omega and talk to you guys now. Besides all the shenanigans inside, and seriously, I do mean this, just please, if you are still venting about what took place months ago, just knock it off, okay? That was in the past. If you want to talk to Kenny about something, talk to him about New Japan, talking about gaming and stuff, alright? Just don't bring up the past, alright? Even though some people and like I said earlier about the whole entire Paul London thing, because how much I was so mad until I just couldn't remember why. Okay? And then once I unblocked him, and once his fan came after me, who was faking this, I ended up reporting them, and it was disgusting that they came after me because I didn't do anything wrong. they just saw my tweets, and I made a rant about that. Alright? So, anyway, let's talk about something else, shall we? So apparently, the WWE and Evolve Wrestling got very weird last night because they had decided to run the shows simultaneously. And yes, these are actually some spoilers. So, anyway, it turns out that during the pre-show for the ladies' first ever pay-per-view called Evolution, there was a tag team match of Alita and Trish Stratus, or actually her Twitter handle is now Amy Dumas, taken on against Mickie James and Alicia Fox, who was replacing the injured Alexa Bliss. And Alexa came out to support the girls. And all three of them decided to have a theme because it was Halloween, that both of them decided to dress up as Alice, the Queen of Hearts, and the Mad Hatter. Or I think she was supposed to be the rabbit, but I think it was the Mad Hatter. Anyway, and they took on against Lita and Trish, and I'm like, yikes! And not to mention, Lita and Trish both ended up wearing their classic ring gear they have, and despite that, what happened on Twitter, that everybody have a nostalgic memory of these, of this, I suddenly just thinking back to when Mickie James first debuted on Monday Night Raw, where she debuted as Trish's crazy psycho fan. And then, of course, I think it was weeks or months later, when Beth Phoenix debuted, she was revealed to be a nightmare for Mickie James because of Trish. So it was so weird to see that happening again. And although the funniest thing is Beth is doing commentary with Michael Cole and Renee Young, and it was like nails on a chalkboard. And the reason why, and even though I didn't hear the commentary, thankfully, but it was crazy. Yeah, but Lita and Trish had won, so congratulations to them. Even though both Mickie and Trish are happily have been married, they both have boys. And it's cool. There was and of course I also had found out there was a women's battle royale, which was won by The Rock's cousin, Miss Nia Jax, and girl was so freaking glowing. I guess she had some moisturizer and she put it on there, and damn, she was glowing after that. Oh, Nia, you girl. Of course, her victory celebrated with a little dancing with R-Truth. I saw that on her Instagram account. She's so crying. I can't believe I'm crying for this. Now, besides that, and I could talk about the rest of it, but I don't know what happened after hearing about that. But apparently, around that same time, or a little bit an hour earlier, whatever. Sorry, I said that. There was the Evolve of 114, and let me just say this: that somehow that I'm going to at least kind of bury Gabe Spolowski, because he has been the only guy that I had to recognize for quitting out these matches. But apparently a couple of NXT superstars decided to invade Evolve 114 and was seen. And the reason why was, ever since the fiasco of some stuff, now they can at least be seen now. Apparently, one of them, named Adrian, understand this is Brazilian, Adrian Jolie, defeated Joe Gacy. Oh, and a little more spoiler alert. It's been revealed, thanks to CCW, that Joe Gacy is set to be in a tag team match. Apparently, I forget who Casey's tag team partner, but he's facing against Alex Daniels, and a very, very good friend of Gacy, who was also one of my favorite wrestlers, Tim Dobbs. In other words, Dobbs is coming back to CCW! I am very thrilled to hear that. Anyway, and of course there was apparently the tag team known as Street Profits had defeated the tag team known as Boom Patrol. Oh, in other words, Montez Ford and his tag partner defeated the tag team duo of Jaka and Chris Dickerson. Jeez. Yeah, in other words, Street Profits has the Evolve tag team titles. And then apparently now Evolve also have a new heavyweight let me say this right. Now Evolve has a new champion in Fabian Archer, who I believe is also another NXT superstar. Well, if there's anything what's going on with Gabe Spolowski and Triple H, both of them, I'm going to call them out. If they really want to have an Evolve champion, I think it's time to put the title belt back on Cassius Ohno. Just saying. I mean, the man right before he returned to WWE as Chris Hero, he was the champion, and I was liking it. But I think it's time they put the title belt back on him. I'm just saying. Yeah. I mean, after finding out on Twitter that what happened at the NXT of Orlando show with a battle royale, including Matt Riddle as a chicken and Keith Lee as some bear, I forget. The fans went crazy on Cassius Ohno. So, guys, it's now or never. It's either that, or if by all means necessary, if Aleister Black has returned. I don't know if he's still recovering, but if he has returned, I think it's time for Heroes Eventually Die to go for the NXT. It's time to go get the Evolve Tag Team titles off the Street Profits. I'm just saying. I mean, I know this is ridiculous, but this is just me because I'm speaking as a wrestling fan. And so, anyway, guys, I am going to wrap this up. Anyway, and I'm gonna make sure to get a affiliate link if you guys want to buy a Kenny Omega Funko Pop. I got this off of Amazon, so I will try to get that referral link down there if I have to reactivate it for the third or fourth time. So anyway, if you guys like him, I'll try to get that going, and if you click down the link and buy him off of Amazon, I can get I think I get a certain percentage. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching this wrestling vlog video. Would you guys do me a favor and please hit that like button down below? If y'all are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I will do more wrestling vlogs, but usually I vlog what's going on with myself, my family. Also, if you guys want to hear more about wrestling and my thoughts and reviews, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure notifications are definitely turned on. And also leave a comment. I want to hear your thoughts, because let's have a discussion. Okay? So anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay? Kitty says bye too. Bye. If you want to see more of my videos, make sure to subscribe here. And also, check out my last video or whatever I put down to let YouTube see, give you the recommendations. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Okay? Bye for now.